The row over the racial slur against Arunachal Pradesh MLA Ninong Ering refuses to die down. After Ludhiana-based Paras Singh, who has since been arrested, two other YouTubers, one of them with more than 1 million subscribers, have targeted Ninong Ering. However, after an Arunachal Pradesh YouTuber highlighted the fresh abuse by the YouTubers GTX Preet and 420 Gaming, they have deleted the videos. It all began with Ering writing a letter to the Prime Minister on May 22nd seeking for a stop on the relaunch of the popular mobile game PUBG. And Ering in his letter said that the Battlegrounds Mobile India game, which is a revamped version of the PUBG game, is an attempt to sidestep Indian laws and deceive the government. Ering also said in the letter that the PUBG game had been a source of addiction, monetary loss, self-harm, accidents, suicides and even murders. The Pasighat East MLA also stated that the relaunch of the game would cause breach of privacy and cyber security. Now, just like Paras, who said that Ninong Ering does not look like an Indian, the other two YouTubers have also made similar remarks. Now, a question arises. Is this a genuine case of just racial abuse fueled by ignorance of history and geography? Or is this part of a bigger conspiracy? Well, something deliberately done by the gamers while being prodded by forces inimical to India. Well, both GTX Preet and 420 Gaming are big names among the gaming circles on YouTube. Both of them making racial comments on Ninong Ering in quick succession right after the Paras Singh video raises questions as to whether a controversy is being deliberately created here to target those opposed to the launch of the game.
Some minister saying BGMI should not be launched. Is it coming or not? भाई वो यार जो मिनिस्टर ने बोला यार क्या किस मिनिस्टर की बातों में आ रहे हो तुम?
देखो ना यहाँ से पहुंच सकते हैं।
उनका खुद का था पता नहीं है भाई, छोड़ो ना उनको तुम। वो खुद चाइनीज लग रहा है मुझे शक्ल से। Some minister saying BGMI should not be launched. Is it coming or not? भाई वो यार जो मिनिस्टर ने बोला यार क्या किस मिनिस्टर की बातों में आ रहे हो तुम?
देखो ना यहाँ से पहुंच सकते हैं।
उनका खुद का था पता नहीं है भाई, छोड़ो ना उनको तुम। वो खुद चाइनीज लग रहा है मुझे शक्ल से।
तो दिक्कत ही क्या है? उनका जो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि पबजी मोबाइल, ठीक है, एक बहुत गंदा ट्रोल करता हूं, जो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि पबजी मोबाइल जो अभी बैटलग्राउंड मोबाइल इंडिया आ रहा है वो चाइना का है। यार तुम अपना नाम तो देखो, तुम्हारा नाम तो चाइना का है। जिस भी बंदे ने ट्वीट डाला उसका नाम देखो एक बार जाके, क्या नाम है उसका। तो दिक्कत ही क्या है? उनका जो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि पबजी मोबाइल, ठीक है, एक बहुत गंदा ट्रोल करता हूं, जो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि पबजी मोबाइल जो अभी बैटलग्राउंड मोबाइल इंडिया आ रहा है वो चाइना का है। यार तुम अपना नाम तो देखो, तुम्हारा नाम तो चाइना का है। जिस भी बंदे ने ट्वीट डाला उसका नाम देखो एक बार जाके, क्या नाम है उसका।
Well, our editor-in-chief Wasbir Hussain talked to Subimal Bhattacharya, a well-known Delhi-based cyber security expert. So viewers, let's listen into that.
I have with me Mr. Subimal Bhattacharya, one of India's leading cyber security experts, joining me from New Delhi. Mr. Subimal Bhattacharya, you see in the last 72 hours, 2 to 3 gamers located in different parts of India have started hurling racial slurs against Arunachal MLA and former MP Mr. Ninong Ering. This is because Ninong Ering had written a letter to Prime Minister Modi against some gaming companies apparently relaunching games similar to the banned PUBG with new names like Battlegrounds Mobile India and so on. My question to you, could this be part of an organized attack on somebody urging the government of India to take action against this backdoor entry of such banned games, allegedly backdoor entry of such games?
Yeah, basically, if you see this whole episode where Paras Singh with two popular handles, one with more than 5 lakhs, one with more than 4 lakhs, he is ridiculing a brother from Arunachal, and one of the very outspoken and very quality speaking MLA, former MP. And then this basically these people have so much of followers that a lot of people then start ridiculing over it. So this is somewhere a kind of a larger game that many people suspect, particularly in the online world, that the pace and the firmness with which the government of India blocked many of the Chinese apps after all their games on the borders, uh, and then subsequently PUBG coming back through a different name. There are many ways, or there are many strategies by which the China try to get into the country, try to get into our digital space, and try to you know uh, continue ahead with their psychological warfare. So if this is a part of a larger game that needs to be investigated, because while Paras Singh has apologized, but there are reports that a couple of more such uh,
Yes.
matters are coming up. And particularly, we being from the Northeast, living in the capital and many other parts of the country, the knowledge of history and geography and the culture of the region is so poor in rest of the country that people don't understand. They start ridiculing, and so we
Right.
have to stop that.
Right. Now, whether or not the Chinese are behind some of these companies making these games is a different issue. But these gamers have specifically targeted Mr. Ninong Ering, who has demanded a ban on the game Battleground Mobile India in his 22nd May letter to Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi.
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned, that Ninong Ering, being a very, very active and a quality politician from the state, and he has raised a very important point in those 3-page letter that he wrote to the Prime Minister, where he expressed, the concerns that a conscientious citizen would always express. And these particular apps, these particular games that the Chinese flood our market, they have an impact on our younger generation. They have an impact even on, trying to mislead and propagate a lot of stuff that might always not be according to our ethos. So I think he's right, and that's where there might be a game plan and a strategy that is being played in the dark web,
Right.
or the communities to take on him.
Right. Now, final question to you, Mr. Subimal Bhattacharjee. What is your suggestion to the government? What needs to be done now to protect our national interests?
No, I think-
because backdoor entry of banned games is something which is very worrisome.
No, I think government has to be very firm. The firmness with which they removed all these games, all the big games, they could remove. So I don't think there is any need to give any backdoor entry. I think an effort by the government is already there to get off the local apps, gaming apps, as well as many other apps to come up. Some of them have done well. There have been competition run by the government. So I think all this backdoor entry business has to be stopped firmly by the government, and also separately an investigation should happen. What is behind this current episode also of getting young minds to speak against sitting MLA and a former MP.
Mr. Subimal Bhattacharjee, thank you very much indeed for speaking to Northeast Live
Thank you.
on this very, very sensitive issue.
Thank you.